Welcome to Morrigan's Cottage. Morrigan's Cottage is a 200-year-old cottage set in Ireland's beautiful and wild west, sitting on just about 4 acres of land. The land is overgrown and the cottage has started to deteriorate after being left vacant for a number of years. But my name's Aisling, this is my dog Morrigan and my cat Vanya, and together we're going to bring this cottage and land back to its former glory. Follow us along through the surprises, the headaches, and successes in bringing back the character to this lovely old home, and in turning the land into a biodiverse cottage garden and home rescue to animals in the future.
Like what an absolute dream.
Hello, and welcome back to Morrigan's Cottage. If you're new here, thank you for joining us this week. Today is Saturday, the 13th. I should know that. My birthday was yesterday, July 12th, but it's the 13th of July right now. Missy Moo is just having a little snack. We've been down at the house probably about 45 minutes now. We quickly got a bite to eat when we got here, and also I had to very quickly finish the video that goes out today. That would have been from like June 29th, I think was the day that is getting uploaded today, July 13th. So that video was not finished. It was only half finished, and we got down, I quickly did that, and now we're here, we're free. We've had something to eat. The video is exporting and then I'll upload it. But in the meantime, I'm going to take you guys outside because it's absolutely beautiful outside. And I'll show you around the garden a little bit. Like we normally do a quick check of the land and make sure that nothing funky has gone on while we weren't here for the week. And I'll give you an update on the bees.
So, as you can hopefully see, it is absolutely beautiful outside. Couple dark clouds up there, but overall it is, oh my god, it's so warm. I can't even tell you. It's just kissing my skin. It's stunning. So we'll check over here first, but nothing changed. The neighbours cut their field just there, so that looks really nice. I might show you over there later. But this is the side of the house. Everything looks good, and we're actually going to get painting this wall like as soon as I finished bringing you around. Morgan's having a good sniff. But let me bring you over to the bees, because we've had a bit of a change of situation with the bees. So here is the vegetable garden right now. Grass is nice and cut. Now the only thing that's perplexing me, and let me bring you over. So this has me a little perplexed. I'll have to look at the video I did last week to see if I turned this upside down or if someone else has come and turned this upside down. Because I don't remember leaving it upside down, but it's very possible that I did. But if I didn't, that's kind of weird. But I think I must have turned it upside down. Anyway, that's like that. And now, over to the bees. You sneezing? Oh. Okay. Well, that shouldn't be there. That's interesting. That's never normally there. So this is usually over there. Can you come with me for a sec, honey? Okay, so that's two things that aren't where they normally are. So that's kind of strange. I don't really like that. I'm gonna get some gloves on so I can move that. Okay, so back over here we go. that's kind of weird. I don't really like that. The only people who would have been here would have been the beekeepers, and I'm gonna update you on that in a sec. But this, I don't know why they would have moved that. I'm just gonna throw it in there for now. Hey, you come over here, please. Good girl, stay there. Let me just have a quick look. Okay, everything in there is the same. Strange. Anyway, onto the bees for now. So as you can see, there's a lot of them still going in and out of that hole. Honey, I don't want you over near the bees. Good girl. They don't seem to be going... Oh, he was sniffing around that beehive. So, beekeepers came about a week ago and they picked up the box that was there originally. This one that's there now was actually there, but they've just moved it to here in the hope that some of these bees start going into there. Now, they still seem quite comfortable in my wall, but I'll get an update from the beekeeper just to see, did he manage to get any bees? Okay, you coming? Now, last place to bring you before we get started for today. And that is the pathway we started on. She's so happy to be here. You showing them your path? Oh yeah. Are you gonna show them your path? Come on, it's this way. So here is what we worked on last week. Oh, you want to stop and have a sniff? It's growing back a little bit, but nothing too much. So that's good. Pond is just over there, obviously back at the house. Sheds or stables, whatever you want to call them. I call them stables, and then my mom laughs at me and she's like, that's a shed. But yeah, so here's the little path that we did the last time we were here. Interestingly, it looks like most of the flowers are kind of, like the yellow ones look lovely, but all the purple and red and stuff is kind of, looks like they're dying or drying out. Maybe it'll make it easier for me to cut, but the pathway anyway looks really good. And that is the second thing that we're gonna work on while we're here today, is cutting more of this grass back, because ideally what I'd like to do is get the whole thing cut back so that we have like literally from here right up to there, and then I can start maintaining it the way I do with that section there. So as usual, that means we have lots of work to do. I also would love to film the Q&A today. Every weekend I come down and I'm like, I'm going to film the Q&A this weekend, because I got lots of questions and they're all really good and I want to answer them, but just time keeps slipping out of my fingers. So fingers crossed we'll get that done today. I'd also like to cut back some of this if possible. It's all nettle and I can no longer see the pond anymore, so I'm going to cut some of that back as well. So I'm going to stick up a content warning for this video, because there's a warning. I'm wearing shorts, so I am not responsible if anyone is blinded by how wet my legs are. There's all the clothes we just changed. We're in our little shorts. Absolutely love them. But yeah, content warning for that. I'm not responsible if you're blinded by the whiteness of my legs. Can you come over here, honey? Can you come over this side? Come on. Look, your ball's over there. You go get your ball? Sweetie, come on. Come on. Good girl, go get your ball. Go get that ball. Go, go, go. might be time for a little progress check. So we've done this one, and we just did this one, and then we have this and this left. But yeah, I think it's by no means perfect, but I think it looks pretty cute. So I'm happy with that. I have a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit sniffly and a bit tired. But we're gonna go in, we're gonna check on Miss Morrigan, because it was a bit hot for her to be outside. The weather has gotten a bit more gloomy, so it's not as hot as it was. But we'll check on her and we'll check and see how the video is coming along. It's uploading now. Video is still exporting, which is a tiny bit annoying because it's normally a lot quicker than that, but it seems to be particularly slow. So we're done painting the first coat of blue. Let me show you how it looks. I'm happy with it, so positive vibes, positive comments, please. Do you want to show them the wall you painted? Yeah. Let's show them. Okay, so obviously we haven't painted this side of the wall, and that is on the to-do list. Okay. So here's the wall finished for now. I think it looks good. So yeah, dead pleased with that. I kind of used up all the paint that I had poured, so I stopped before painting around here. I also want to get a smaller brush to make sure I don't get it on the wrong part. These are little paw prints from my neighbour's dog. Whenever he walks by, he jumps up and tries to get the horse head. So those are lovey dovey paw prints. And then I almost completely forgot that there's a pillar over here, and we're gonna have to paint this. Totally forgot about it. But yeah, so that pillar is here too. I think the horse head is ever so slightly different, but and then you can see the old kind of traditional stone wall that would go down the entire span of the property, but it's covered for now because we will eventually get that uncovered. But we're not in a race, we're just doing what we can. So we're going to take a little break inside. We've been out in the sun for probably about an hour and a half maybe. I'll have to check the time. Maybe 2 hours. But we're going to check and see if the video has exported. If it hasn't, I don't know what's wrong with it. It normally only takes about 10 minutes and it's been taking ages. So we're going to check and we're going to see if that's done, and if it is, then I'm going to get it uploaded and hopefully it'll be processed for our normal upload time. Sorry, I'm just looking at my ceiling. I'm a bit distracted by it. It looks a bit wonky. And that's not something we have on our bingo card for this year, so it better not be. But anyway, taking a little break. Oh, it's a bit windy, but hopefully you can hear me. We're taking a little bit of break from the work. It's just gone 6 o'clock, so we're out for a little walk. Morrigan's leading the way. She's looking for her cows, but they're not there. They're not there. They're not there right now. Sorry, honey. Will we keep going? There's no cows in there either. They've all moved. All the cows have moved home. They've all moved to a different field and we can't find them. Excellent fence. Good girl. Now. Good girl. Missy Moo is very good at checking in with her mummy, but there's a doggy. The last time we were here, you would have seen hay bales in the field, but they are gone now. Church bell is ringing right now for the Angelus, so we know it's 6 o'clock. Does anywhere else have the Angelus? Or is it still just Ireland? I'm not sure, but anyway, the Angelus bells are ringing, so that's usually a telltale sign that it's dinner time. I love this view. So for today, what we got done was we got the wall finished in the sense that the outside showing on the street now has one coat of paint at least of white the whole way around and also one coat of blue. So I showed that a little bit earlier on in the video. Morrigan's playing with her ball here behind me. What's new? And then what I did was I tried to get rid of the nettles and I tried to cut more of the field open. She wants me to hit her ball for her. So I got that done, but actually while I was doing it, the camera ran out of memory. So we just ignore the mess that's ongoing here in the living room. And I'll bring you outside. The light is always just beautiful at this time of the evening, like the way it just hits the land coming across that way. It's just always so nice. I can't wait. I think when the time is right, we'll get like some kind of table and chair set right about there. So then we can get it during the day, the sun on it, and then also in the evening we'll get the sun just right there. I think they used to have something there as well, so that seems like a pretty decent spot. But yeah, let me show you what we got done when my phone battery or my phone memory went. So this is obviously garden coming into what will be the continuation of the garden. So first things first, over here by the little pond. I like to joke and call it my lake. My mom calls it a puddle. But this is what we got done, which isn't a whole lot. But it is pretty dense and I didn't want to go too far in, so this is the old fence, and I'll see if I can find a video clip so you can see exactly where the cone was in regards to where the pond is. So yeah, I just didn't want to go too far. So we got the tops cleared anyway. Couldn't reach these nettles to top them, but we can at least see the pond again. And ideally tomorrow when we come back down, we'll attack these nettles here. I should really collect the leaves and make nettle soup, but there you go. So we got that done. And then what we got done, and it's hard to kind of see where it was before, but roughly about here going across was the original line of where the grass had been cut, and there was our little entrance, and we've just cut back probably, I don't know, a metre or two of extra space. And it's quite hard to cut this longer grass, it gets caught up in the strimmer, but we're doing good. We only have about that much before we hit our path. So the goal is maybe by tomorrow, end of day, we will have this whole section here cleared. I'm not holding my breath, but it would be really cool if we could. Once that's done, we're going to continue the path further down, and we're going to cut it across this field here, and we're going to get it all the way over to the gate, which is just kind of by that pole there. It's so nice out. How lucky am I that this is my home? Not to brag, I don't mean to brag, but I just feel lucky to be a homeowner, because that in itself, for someone of my age and generation, and as someone on their own, to own your own home is quite difficult. So happy days. That's where our compost pile was. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do anything with it because the bees made themselves at home right beside it. What I also did was I trimmed along the fence here. Like, oh my god, look at that. Like, what an absolute dream. I'm so happy. Anyway, so I trimmed along here as well because this grass got really long. Just have another little look at the bees. They're kind of winding down for the evening. This way, honey. Don't go near the bees. But we trimmed all along here as well. Like, look at that. Oh, blessed. And then, obviously, veggie patch. And then look, we've got such a good view now because they cut their grass. Stunning. Okay. You coming in?
So while we're chatting, it might be worth giving a little progress update on the grant. I've said it before, but in case you haven't seen it, we submitted our vacancy grant application to the council on mid-June. And then they got back to us pretty much right away and said like, hey, you need to get us proof your septic tank is registered, proof that you have not applied for this grant before and been given it, and also you need planning exemption for all the work that you're going to be doing. So got the proof for the septic tank, that's already been sent to them. Got the solicitor's letter saying that I've never received the grant and this house has never been approved for the grant before, so that's been sent to them. So the last thing on the list was the planning exemption. And there was a couple bits that you had to do for that that kind of slowed it down. So the first is you have to have drawings of the house, which Joe very kindly did for me. The second is you have to fill out an application form, which I filled out and then Joe corrected it, and that was really good. And then the third thing that you needed was the OSI maps of the location of the house. And you have to get those off Tulcha, I think, or OSI store online. Anyway, their web store was broken for 2 weeks, so that slowed me down. But on July 4th, I submitted my planning exemption application, and then they got back to me July 5th to say, hey, we got it. We're going to verify that everything looks good with the application, and then we will follow up with you to take payment. And then basically it goes in a pile for someone to look through it and say yes or no, that what I want to do doesn't need planning permission. Now, it should pass fine, and I should get the cert fine, hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, I'll be so sad if it doesn't. Like, nothing that I'm doing requires planning permission, so it should be fine. We're manifesting that it's going to be fine. So anyway, they got back to me on Monday this week. So it was Monday maybe it wasn't Monday. It was the 8th, whatever day the 8th was. They got back to me and they were like, everything looks good with the forms. Pay the money to submit the application, and then it'll basically like go in the pile for someone to look at and complete. So paid, and then the very next day, July 9th, I got a letter from them saying, yes, you've paid, we've received it, and basically now it's a waiting game. Normal processing time is 4 weeks. They did say they were busier than normal, so hopefully it won't be any longer than the 4 weeks, but we'll see. So we made payment on the 8th, so 4 weeks from the 8th. So we're looking at the start of August, and then as soon as that cert comes back, I'll send it to the vacancy people, and then they will hopefully come out right away, take a look at the house, and then fingers crossed approved us for the grant. And then the second we have approval for the grant, I'm calling the heating and plumbing people, and I'm like, please come to my house, please immediately install heating in this house. So that is the plan. We are organized, we're ready to go. The floors have to come up for the heating, and where's Miss Morrigan gone? So the floors have to come up for the heating, and the like the cement render on the walls has to come down. So that's something that I really need to get done just on the 2 main bedrooms. All the other rooms, we don't have to worry, but in the big bedroom and the small bedroom, we have to have the cement render off. So we have 4 weeks to do that. Now they'll lift the floors up, and I mean, I'll chat to them about things, but ideally all the piping will be under the floors. At the moment it's along the base of the wall, so hopefully it'll be under the floors, but I'll chat to them and we'll see what the best thing is. So that is the plan. That is the 4 to 6 to 8 week plan, is that we should hopefully have heating in before the end of August or September. Definitely it has to be in by September. Once the heating people come and they do the oil central heating, then I'm going to contact someone to come and replace the stove. So I'm going to get the back boiling stove removed. It's connected to the old radiators. That's going to be shut off. And the piping and stuff for it removed, and then I'm going to get someone in to remove the actual stove itself and then put in a new stove, so that we will also have a wood burning stove standalone. So you don't need electrics, you don't need a water pump, it won't heat the radiators. We can just light it and be cozy and lovely for the winter. And at that point we will be living here, because once the grant gets the thumbs up, we are moving in. So yeah, it's all flying ahead. We're going to be residents here soon in the house, and I can't wait. So watch this space, and thank you for coming along on the journey and enjoying it with us. And yeah, it's been a ride so far. It's been what, 7-8 months at this point, and we're not as far along as I thought we would be, but we're also moving really well now. So I'm happy and everything's going well. But I'm going to get this doggy her chicken, and then yeah, but that's the end of this video, so I'm going to stop chatting now, so bye.